Well, hello, assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Balik lagi pada saya ManMenAja. Oh iya, lupa ini, coba ubah. Well, hello, balik lagi pada saya ManMenAja. Kali ini kita akan melanjutkan quest Sumeru waktu itu ya, guys. Ya, kelupaan namain ininya, questnya. Cuman kita serigala bentar, Mas serigala. Lupa main serigala. Padahal hilang ya anjir. Tidak usah pakai sil lawan ini guys ya. Serigala siapa namanya lupa. Sebelumnya kita pakai traveler aja, traveler. Oh iya, Andrius namanya. Lupa.
Right now, right here, right now. Hold the line.
Aduh.
Quietly now.
Gak
Emerge
sampai anjir.
right now. Propagate.
Aduh. Wow.
Gotcha.
Orang
Emerge.
belum pergi-pergi. Mana? Aduh. Nah, gitu kayak ada tadi.
Rebuild.
Emerge.
Right now. Emerge.
Emerge. Kena. Ini kok mati. Serigala.
Exterminate. Scatter. Right here. Right now. A sight to behold.
Keluar.
Things are about to get dicey. Busted. Show them. Come on out.
Aduh.
Hold the line.
Hold the line. Oke. Di sini kan. Quest Arkon. Allah, lebih cepat gini. Mana tuh? Di sini ya. Apa buka di sini? Jadilah. Kok 2 kali?
We're still in the same day! Nahida, you already knew last night that we didn't break out of the samsara? Why did you tell
Marah-marah Paimon.
Would there have been a point? You would have spent the night with new worries, with tomorrow still out of reach. In that case, you might as well rest within that brief moment of hope. An opportunity like that doesn't come by often. And I thought it might help you clear your minds.
Betul,
I
Naida.
thought the Duke did that! Whatever. Guess you were looking out for us after all. Of course. In the time we've been together, you two have been everything to me. Paimon's flattered and everything, but maybe you're taking things a little fast. What I mean is, even though I had asked you to solve this puzzle, you two are still the only ones who can see me and sense my presence. In other words, if you weren't here, I may as well not
sedih.
exist. That's why you two have been everything
Kok
to me.
sedih ya guys ya.
Get it? Nahida's talking about confusing stuff again.
Paimon.
Anyway, that's enough chit-chat. So, Traveler, did the new clues yesterday help you gain a new understanding of the situation?
Yes, time itu salah.
Why are you scrapping your previous theory? Oh, yeah, you're right! Gosh, how did we not notice that? In a
Cool.
simple time loop, people's physical condition should also reset. So, what's your new hypothesis?
Coba kita lihat.
We've already experienced the Sub-Zeru's festival many times. And the day of the festival
Sampai
seems
tak
to be
berujung.
in a perpetual samsara. We've already experienced the Sub-Zeru's festival
Ya,
many
bukan ini.
The moon, illusions, and light.
Inilah samsara ini.
That doesn't sound right.
Ingatan tubuh. Bukan
That
ya?
doesn't.
Ibunya Akasa yang bip. Bukan.
That does.
Itu yang ini.
That doesn't. That does. We've already experienced the Sub-Zeru's festival many times, and
Bang
the day
GIPC
of the festival
sama
seems to
Android
be in
beda
a
ya.
perpetual
Sama aja Bang Zero
samsara.
Edits. Gak ada beda, cuman device aja yang beda. Nggak beda sih, sama aja. Bedanya ya cuma main di HP satu, di PC satu. Cuman dia nggak beda, cuman grafiknya beda. Grafik PC lebih bagus. Dan dapat sebelum hari berakhir.
Oh, then the beep we hear every night could just be indicating the deletion of our memories.
Betul, Paimon.
That's why when we wake up, everyone thinks the Sub-Zero's festival hasn't happened yet. It's already the next day, but everyone still thinks it's the day before.
Betul.
But muscle memory can't be erased. That's why Dia has been getting better at using her greatsword. Now everything makes sense. A brilliant deduction. Nahida, tell us if we're right or wrong. To put it simply, it's as if you've mistaken a pyro crystal fly for a firefly in the night. You lost sight of its true nature because you focused too much on your perception that it glows. That isn't simple at all!
Sebelum ini salah ya.
Why don't you go talk to Miss Dia again? You might learn something new. Right! She did help us find our latest clue after all. Let's go!
Ayo, skuy, kita cari Nahida. Nahida. Mana sih dia? Alah. Jauh kali deh Yan.
There you are. Really took me a while to find you.
Ulang lagi.
As expected, Dia also didn't get hurt today.
Get hurt? Why would I? Don't underestimate me.
Well, you're still getting used to your new greatsword.
Huh. Truth be told, I also think it's pretty strange. It just suddenly felt so familiar in my hands and... wait a second! How did you know I got a new greatsword to begin with? I didn't tell anyone about it.
Traveler, could you explain the situation to her today? Paimon's gotten a little
To the
sick.
point
Oh,
aja,
that
Paimon.
works.
What happened to you guys while I was gone? Did you get brainwashed by some...
Ini aku udah main
Don't
sih.
think too hard about it. Just take what we're saying.
Alright then, let me get this straight.
Ini
Yes,
kita
your memories.
nanti
I
datang
have to
ke tempat
disagree.
Dehya.
Oh? Why do you think
If we've
Pelatihannya.
actually been reliving, common sense says my
Kenapa ngulang
wallet
lagi
should have
ya?
emptied...
right? They could use the Akasha to record. It's not very likely, but it's also...
No, it is impossible.
You have proof?
You two are surprisingly serious. Come with me, Miss Dunyarzad.
Ini dia. Aku udah selesai ngerjain ini. Ada hilangnya Zero tadi.
Paimon can't believe it's Dia who wants to show us something this time. 2 days ago, we were the ones taking her to see Dunyarzad.
Ini dia. Udah lewat di
This is
sini.
it.
Huh?
See those marks on the... Let's say the sages
Skip
didn't...
dulu, skip.
That's
Soalnya udah ada di
true,
video sebelumnya
but-
nih.
Then the sages would have had to reproduce I'm a professional fighter. My martial school has all the force, angle, and entry point of each... It's just as they say. Each sword...
Is it really impossible?
People often say that a camera's photo can never replace an artist's paint. The same thing applies here. At a mere glance, I can differentiate...
Makes sense.
Hope that cleared things up for you. Anyway, it's getting late. I should escort Miss Dunyarzad to Nilu's stage. See you later.
Well, back to square one. But yep, that's true. Strange? Paimon feels like, huh?
Iya, ini keluar kota ini.
Leaving the city?
Aku udah lihat dari sini, udah ngerjain
You're
dari sini.
right.
Tapi
It's
dia ngulang
really
lagi questnya.
strange how Paimon can't believe it. How about we go back and ask Nahida?
Keluar kota kita.
Take it easy.
Nahida, we're back! You're back early today. Did you find something new? Sort of. We're mostly sure now that we're not in a time loop. And we also aren't in the real world. But at the
Ini
same
dia.
time, we have
Jadi
a
kalau
new
kita keluar dari
question.
kota.
Leaving the city. As far as I remember,
Dua
you've
kali.
mentioned your plans to do that twice before. We did? But we don't remember anything. What happened after we talked about those plans? What did we say when we got back? Let me think. I don't think you ever actually told me what the outcome was.
Oh iya.
Oh, it's probably more accurate to say that both times you never came back the whole night.
Gak kembali
But you
semalaman.
two sometimes stay out the entire night anyway, so at the time, I didn't think too much about it. It is true that sometimes we lose track of time during our investigations. Before we know it, it'll already be the next day. But still, neither of us remember anything about leaving town. Really? That's kind of strange. In theory, I should have already awakened all
Mungkin
your
ini dia
memories.
kuncinya, betul juga.
Yep, something here's definitely fishy. Let's get to the bottom of this tomorrow.
Kita cari besok ya guys ya. Dan suara bip lagi kan?
Our memories are back!
Itu sudah kembali. Ya, kita coba keluar kota.
About that. Well, where should Paimon begin? Traveler, aside from your memories that were just restored, I have another message for you.
Salah dari siapa?
Listen to it and you'll understand.
Can't go back. There are countless
Ini
spaces here.
Lumin.
Our Sub-Zero's festival in Sumeru City is just one of them.
Tidak bisa kembali lagi. Ada banyak ruang tak terhingga di sini. Festival Sumeru, Subjektif Sumeru hanya salah satunya. What? What?
Traveler, you should be missing 2 days worth of memories. Paimon will fill you in.
2 hari lalu. What?
It's time to carry out our plan from yesterday.
Matahari hari
Okay,
ini.
let's go.
Ini orang dari keluar kota. Ini orang dari keluar kota, anjir. Apa yang terjadi kalau ini keluar kota? Coba kita lihat. Berarti orang ini udah ngelakuin, anjir.
Why can't we leave the city? What is the academia up to now?
Don't ask me. It's not like I can tell you anything. This is a direct order from the Grand Sage. Just wait until tomorrow.
I have a real emergency. My goods have already arrived at Port Ormos. If I don't hurry, they'll be stolen.
That's your problem. Make sure you make a request in advance next time.
Anjir.
But it's not like you can just predict business matters in advance.
It looks like the Academia already announced a lockdown for Sumeru City today. How completely unsurprising.
Betul.
Let's go and question them. Hello, sir. Why can't we leave the city today?
Kita nggak boleh keluar
Here we
kota.
go again.
Datang lagi.
Don't ask me. I don't know either. We just received an order that no one is allowed to enter or exit Sumeru today. They didn't tell us anything else. Angering me won't get you anywhere. If I had that kind of insider info, I would have left this stupid post long ago.
Betul juga. Tinggal keluar aja, anjir.
Looks like he really doesn't know. If we can't get anything out of him, let's take matters into our
Iya,
own
aja
hands.
tembok.
Why don't we climb over the walls? Those guards can't be everywhere at once. This is a good spot, and the guard hasn't noticed us at all.
Paimon
Let's
tunggu di
hurry.
sini.
Huh? Why? Are you going to leave Paimon behind?
Iya.
But what if things get really weird out there and you get into some trouble?
Jadi gak bisa bantu kamu.
Paimon won't be able to help you.
Sedih suaranya.
Paimon knows that Paimon can't do much, but we've always been together, haven't we?
Iya, emang harus pisah.
Okay. Paimon will wait for you.
Sedih kali suara
Promise
Paimon.
Paimon that you'll come back as soon as possible. Just a quick look.
Oke, oke.
And please, be careful.
Tinggal Paimon.
Memories!
Eh?
Traveler!
Ada apa Paimon?
Paimon thought Paimon would never see you again.
Hilang.
You just disappeared.
What?
Paimon waited for you for hours and hours at the city wall and you never came back. You promised Paimon that you were only taking a quick look.
What? Aku janji apa?
Paimon, calm down. She's here now. I don't think she understood what you were saying.
Anjir.
Paimon doesn't care. Paimon wanted to go look for you, but you also said that Paimon should stay. Paimon was so worried and so scared the entire day.
Aku gak ingat apa-apa. Yes, gak akan tinggal kamu kok Paimon.
Okay. Paimon will forgive you. The most important thing is that you didn't actually disappear.
Udah pergi ke dunia lain.
Paimon was so scared that you had gone into another
Senyum-senyum
world.
manis sekali.
Okay. Paimon, can you tell us your perspective
Yes.
of what really happened yesterday?
Betul.
I see. Using two people's different perspectives. After that, you left the city. Paimon kept her eyes on you the whole time, but then
Hilang
you
dong.
disappeared
What?
in an instant.
Gak bengong.
No way! Paimon was watching you with the fullest attention. What's your perspective, traveler? You sure you don't have any memory of this?
Aku bukan gak sadar kalau kemarin udah terjadi.
I guess that explains everything. You also lost your memories the last 2 times you tried to leave the city. Those days' memories can't be
Masih
awoken.
misteri anjir.
So, if we leave the city, our memories will be completely erased? It really sounds like something big outside of the city is being hidden on purpose. But this way, we'll also never discover what's outside.
Ya. Ternyata kita akan dihapus.
Something like a message? But how can we send it back? Don't look at me like that. I'm not used to being stared at. Well, okay. You want something that can pass on messages, right?
Yes.
Give me some time and take care of Dunyarzad for me.
Oke.
Yep, now we're talking.
Gitu dong. Itu baru ya dibilang Lumin tadi, ingatan yang tadi. Aldi manis sekali Luminnya anjir. Udah tanah Hida.
I'm done. Here you go. What? Isn't this just an Akasha terminal?
Akasha
I
terminal.
made some little changes. Akasha terminals are already capable of sending messages. I just tweaked it so that it could connect to any node. To make something like this? Nahida, you really know the Akasha like the back of your hand. Anyway, we can use this now to record a message, right? Yep. I'll help you save the messages. It should be pretty easy to use. I just can't guarantee the user's status and signal coverage when they're outside the city. We'll never know until we try. At least we're taking the initiative now.
Lahir coba.
Let's go then. Let's expose those sages.
Gua rasa lebih kamu tinggal di sini.
All right. Paimon isn't as worried about being separated since it happened once yesterday.
Berjumpa besok Paimon.
Paimon still isn't happy about it.
See you again, Paimon.
See you tomorrow, traveler.
Pisah lagi anjir orang nih.
That covers everything that's happened so far.
Jadi pesan tadi.
Yes. Although the signal was choppy and had some interference, we still managed to receive 2 messages from you when you were outside. Okay, now that you understand what's going on, let's hear the messages
Itu dia
together.
pesannya. Bukan festival Sub-Zero saja.
Can't go back. There are countless spaces here. Our Sub-Zero's festival in Sumeru City is just one of them.
Jumlah di sini. Gak usah balik.
I've entered another space. Before me are flowing sandstone and howling fish. Impossible and surreal sights.
Anjir, dia doang apa lagi nih anjir?
All these spaces are empty. Except for the occasional ones that contain mute puppets rather than people. I can't sense any human presence.
Anjir, ngeri kali anjir. Ngeri kali gitu anjir lah.
That's one heck of an info dump. It sounds like you left the Sumeru city space when you set foot outside of the walls. But everything looked completely normal when Paimon was looking out from the inside. That's unbelievable.
Iya, berarti orang masuk ke
And if we
ruang-ruang
take
itu.
your word for it, the other spaces all had very weird contents.
Betul.
There's another part here. I only received it last night.
Oh,
These spaces have been disappearing, one after the other,
seperti matahari di
absorbed by
langit.
something like a sun in the sky. And now, even the final space has also disappeared.
Ini ruang apa anjir?
Behind me, a lot of spaces just appeared again from thin air. I get it now. Those spaces are actually...
Ayo dikit lagi. Putus anjir. Lumin udah sadar.
Why did the message end right there? What did the traveler want
Lumin
to
udah
say?
sadar
What
anjir.
are those spaces? Probably because yesterday just happened to end at that moment. Oh, right. Paimon did hear a beep from the Akasha. Did it come from here or from the message? The message. It should have come from the Traveler's Akasha terminal. After the beep, Traveler said even the final space has also disappeared.
Udah menghilang.
Traveler, what do you think that final space could have been?
Dia udah sadar anjir. Ruang tanpa manusia.
All the bizarre spaces I saw outside the city had one thing in
Ada
common.
tanda manusia.
A lack of human presence. My impression is that each day in this samsara only ends at the sound of that beep from the Akasha. Was that space actually the real world? But wouldn't a real space just randomly disappearing like that be
Kayak ruang nyata sih. Bukan ya? Ini ruang tanpa manusia.
sound right.
Bukan.
That doesn't
Oh iya, ruang
sound
tempat kita
right.
kemarin.
All the bizarre spaces I saw. My impression is that each day in
Dia langsung
so
berhenti.
that's what it is. After the sound of the
Hilang,
beep,
balik
the
lagi.
final space, the Sub-Zero's festival, also
Masuk hari
disappears.
besoknya.
And we're taken to the next day. Later on, Traveler also mentioned a bunch of new spaces materializing behind them.
Betul.
Do lots of new spaces appear every day?
Berarti ini satu space dia
Paimon's
berarti.
head is spinning. Just what are these spaces anyhow? Well, consider this. For all the horrors of the Archon War, at its heart, it was just a game where a bunch of gods fought over
Anjir,
7
game.
seats. So no matter how strange or spooky things may look on the surface, maybe all they point to in the end is a small and simple secret. Wow, the Archon War, huh?
Rupanya cukup berat.
That's an analogy and a half.
Rahasia ya. Oh iya.
Hey, where are you going?
Traveler butuh sendiri. Anjir, mulai terkuat misterinya. The best ini. Udah mulai terkuat. Apa yang terjadi?
Take it easy.
Alah. Duduk gimang.
Do you want some alone time to think?
Nanti bakal ganggu kamu.
Alright then, Paimon won't disturb you.
Oke, Paimon. Makasih dan pengertian. Sampai sore dong dia duduk mikir. Cuman diam aja.
The dance of Sub-Zeros is about to begin. I'm going to go watch it.
Lemah sekali. Dunia risetnya.
Okay. Why don't you go ahead, Dunyarzad? We still have some other stuff to do first.
Okay then. See you later.
Suara dunia risetnya tambah berat anjir.
Have you figured it out yet, Traveler? Time is ticking away. Awesome! What is it? Paimon wants to know?
Tahu.
Oh, wait, no. Let's meet up with Nahida first. You can tell us both together. This time, we're gonna get to the truth.
Oke, Paimon. Kita ke tempat Nahida. Ke tempat Nahida dulu, guys ya. Mana Nahida? Halo Nahida.
You're back. I've been waiting forever for you two.
Berarti banyak
Judging by
kalian.
the looks on your faces, are you ready to take your Sub-Zero's exam and graduate from the festival?
Agak bertanya Bu Guru Nahida.
Okay. First off, have you discovered the hidden truth?
Orang Sumeru gak punya mimpi.
People in Sumeru don't dream. What a
Soalnya ini
strange
aneh.
phenomenon.
Ini yang pertama nih, hubungkan. Sama ini sih.
I can't seem to
Berarti informasi Akasha antara dua ini sih. Ya kan?
I can't.
Bukan ya? Jadi sama ini. Tapi salah. Ini ruang tanpa manusia. Bukan sih.
All the bizarre spaces I saw outside the city had one thing in common. A
Ya,
lack
terhadap
of human
manusia.
presence.
Mimpi tanpa
Those
manusia.
spaces remind me of dreams. Like the one I had in the Avidia forest. Except these have no sign of human presence.
Orang Sumeru tuh gak punya mimpi. Sama ini. Ya kan? Nyataan mimpi.
We are all in a dream.
Iya, di dalam mimpi.
It isn't that the people of Sumeru
Sumeru
don't
tidak mimpi.
dream.
Mereka Akasha yang menangkap mimpi
Rather,
mereka.
the Akasha is taking their dreams from them.
People in Sumeru think they don't dream.
Dari
But
Akasha
the
yang mimpi
truth
mereka
is,
tapi
the
sadari.
Akasha
Betul.
steals their dreams without them knowing it. And those spaces with no human presence are
Mimpi yang
stolen
diambil.
dreams without their host. That would explain why they sounded so weird when she was trying to describe them. Huh. So people in Sumeru do dream after all. In fact, we're all in one big dream together
Anjir.
right now.
What the fuck?
Correct answer. Now, how did you conclude that the Akasha is capable of this?
Ini karena aku
The
terkenal
Akasha relies on the power of a gnosis to operate.
Masa itu? Tapi harus picu lagi
It
berarti.
is the manifestation of the god of wisdom. It compiles the wisdom of the entire
Anjir.
populace,
Itu kan milik semua orang.
and it grants knowledge to the
Memberikan
people.
pengetahuan pada orang-orang. Ini
Oh, okay. Those dream-controlling creatures in the forest also get their power from the Dendro
Yeah,
Archon,
Dendro.
right? That would explain why the Akasha has the ability to control people's dreams
gila
too.
kali anjir kekuatannya.
But is stealing everyone's dreams really how the Akasha compiles their wisdom? Isn't there anything more to it than that? Dreams are
Apa nyuruh
fantastical,
mimpi?
complex, and full of imagination. People's brains are the most active when they're dreaming. In other words, dreams are rich bundles of human wisdom. So, in other words, the complete opposite of how Hypatia understood it.
Betul.
Karma remembers her saying that the sages think dreams are foolish delusions, and the fact that no one dreams is a blessing from Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. So it was all a dirty trick? The
Tipu
real
saja.
story is that the sages from the academia are using the Akasha to steal people's dreams for their own use, huh?
Marahi Paimon, marahi.
By the sounds of it, you understand the current situation pretty well. So then, what about the samsara?
Kurang ajar emang tuh. Sagi-sagi itu.
Grand Sage said, go celebrate the birth of that god to your
Ya,
heart's
apa maksudnya
content.
nih?
Did he mean something more? Those spaces kept
Oh, terus
disappearing
menghilang
before
dari
my eyes.
hadapanku.
But as soon as that beep sounded, many more spaces materialized. Those dreamscapes kept vanishing. But as soon as that beep
Nggak
sounded,
muncul sama ini. Bukan ya? Ini perkataan kalian pikir tidak wajar. Bukan. Ini Akasha kah? Ya nggak bisa semua anjir. Ya produksi massal mimpi.
Correct. The Akasha is keeping each person's brain in a constant dream state, but also separating their consciousness from their own dream. Their disembodied consciousness is placed inside the collective dream of the Sub-Zero's festival along with everyone else's, while their now
Gila,
vacant dreams
gila.
are harvested by the Akasha. No one is any the wiser as another day passes in the dream, and so begins another samsara cycle.
Gila,
People
gila.
wake up to yet another dream about the Sub-Zero's festival. The dreams that belong to them are once again harvested by the Akasha.
Gila
And
anjir.
so it continues.
So, this is like a dream
Public mimpi.
factory. And the Akasha is a dream harvesting machine. Did Paimon get that analogy right?
Very good, Paimon. Using analogies well is an excellent habit to get into.
Okay. So that beep we keep hearing is actually from our real-life Akasha terminals. Taking off our terminals in this dream doesn't do anything.
Alright, last question. Who am I?
Who am I? Bulan.
They say that alchemical divination is the Dendro
Dendro.
Archon's divine revelation.
Ya, berarti dia
So
itu.
then, if Nahida has referred to herself as the moon... Now that I think about it, wasn't illusions a hit?
Dusta.
Now that I think about it,
Ya,
what?
ini dari bulan.
So
Kalau
noticed.
menyadarnya. Kamu udah laser lot Kusanali.
I thought that one would be the hardest question.
Yang itu
That's why
paling
I put it
akhir.
last.
That wasn't hard at all. Even
Paling
Paimon
tebak lo.
guessed that. Everything about you is different. We just didn't want to expose you is all. Now that you mention it, Nahida, you've been hinting to us since the very beginning. It's funny. Thinking back to when we were asking all over the place for info about
Kayak
Lesser Lord
begini.
Kusanali. Paimon didn't expect to meet you like this.
Yes, those can wait until we're back in real life.
Ya harus keluar
On
dulu
the
dari
other
mimpi
hand,
ini.
I'd be happy to answer any more questions you have about here and now.
Kamu nggak tahu langsung.
You asked me this question before. My answer was, it would literally blow your minds. Now that you know this is all a dream, this answer should hopefully make more sense.
Nggak boleh langsung kasih
Have
tahu
you
ya.
heard the saying, don't wake a sleepwalker? Likewise, if someone suddenly had told you all this instead of you learning it on your own, your notion of reality and dream would be thrown into irreversible confusion. I couldn't expose you to that kind of risk.
Resiko kali.
That's why I could only give you very subtle hints and some suggestions. Long story short, I'm really sorry I had to keep you guessing.
Ya ini tuh demi kebaikan kita juga.
Firstly, this dream we're in is completely based on reality. People have already experienced this Sumeru's festival, so it would be very difficult for them to find anything that strikes them as surreal.
Makes sense.
You're probably wondering why people don't have any memories from earlier samsara,
Ya
right?
betul.
That's because people don't remember their dreams most of the time anyway. And in any case, their
Betul
actual
juga.
dreams are being taken away from them by the Akasha. So whenever they wake up in this dream of the Sumeru's festival, they don't remember anything from their previous identical dream.
That reminds Paimon. Traveler had a dream when we were in the Avidia forest, but couldn't see what it was about after waking up.
Kurang lebih kayak
Is
gitulah.
that an example of what you mean?
Yes. Only after receiving the blessing of Dendro can a person gain the Dendro element's dream-enhancing power.
Misalkan deja vu.
That explains the feelings of deja vu.
Deja vu.
Meanwhile, everyone else has no idea that they are in the Sumeru's festival samsara, while their dreams are stolen from them over and over
Bangsat nih
again.
para sagi anjir.
Can
Sampingnya.
humans really keep dreaming forever like this? Will it ever end? And if so, when?
You might say your mental fatigue has already answered this question. Eventually, there's only so much that people can tolerate. Especially those whose health is compromised to begin with, like Dunyarzad. This relentless exploitation takes an
Anjir.
even harder toll on them.
People's lives are at stake here, and nobody knows a thing. We've got to put a stop to this.
Yes, harus hentikan ini. Nah, mimpi harus tentang festival Sub-Zero's.
I know, right? Why did they have to base this dream on my birthday? Could it really just be a coincidence?
Kira kebetulan saja.
Even you don't know the reason? Wow.
Wow.
Now that's strange.
No, it's strange.
The Academia sages are determined to harvest lots of dreams in a short time, no matter the cost. They have to be up to no good.
Iya. Apa dia?
Unfortunately,
Kenapa
I
alasan
don't know
untuk nyuri
anything
mimpi itu
about it.
apa?
Traveler, do you have any information?
Apa? Itulah. Ini pertanyaan Sage.
Grand Sage said, go celebrate the birth of that god to your heart's content.
Masa Akasa apa?
Okay. Nahida said, the Akasha relies on the power of a gnosis to operate. As it is the manifest...
Mimpi tanpa
Those
manusia.
faces reminds me of... dreams.
Ini sih kayaknya, ya kan?
Celebrate the birth of that god?
Kelahiran dewa itu.
Could it mean...
Ini sih.
deceiving the people of Sumeru with no regard for their safety?
Kejam sih emang.
No matter what they're trying to do, this is
Akademia nih kurang
unforgivable.
ajar Grand Sage ini anjir.
After we end the Sub-Zero's festival Samsara, we have to look into them.
Yes, harus
How
hentikan
can
nih.
the sages of the academia do this behind their archon's back?
Iya kayak
This is ridiculous.
ini Arkon lo anjir,
In the
kayak gak
end,
dianggap anjir.
I'm just the moon. The real sun is Long Khan.
A
Luka
sun and a
Devata.
moon?
Bagaimana apa
Nahida's
lagi?
talking in riddles again.
Bip. Alah, translate lagi.
Oh, we're out of time today.
I'll tell you how to break free of the Samsara tomorrow. See you then.
Yes. Tapi Sage ini kurang ajar sih Grand Sage-nya. Kusanali.
Good morning, Nahida. Wait. Now that Paimon remembers everything, should we instead say
Lesser Lord
good morning,
Kusanali
Lesser
kan.
Lord Kusanali?
Kenapa
Hey,
Nahida?
what's wrong, Nahida? You don't look too good.
Di mana dunia
I'm afraid that what you're thinking right now is correct.
Did Dunyarzad already disappear?
Iya, apa terlambat?
No way. Are we too late?
The real Dunyarzad's consciousness
What
has
the
indeed
fuck?
disappeared. It can no longer endure the constant dream harvesting.
Astaga. Astaga naga.
Paimon can't believe it. Wait, so what about that other Dunyarzad? Just what is she? Is she also
Anjir
going to
hilang dunia
disappear?
Zar anjir.
She's actually something like a puppet, but not completely.
Anjir.
The real Dunyarzad's consciousness could no longer keep playing her role in this dream. So another Dunyarzad appeared to replace her in the dream. Just like the grass and the trees, that Dunyarzad is just a building block of the dream that helps to keep it going.
Bangsat Grand Sage bangsat.
Personality-wise, she's nothing like the real Dunyarzad.
Iya emang.
Puppets are stiff and can't copy a living person's vitality.
Kayaknya pelengkap
After
anjir
all,
anjir.
they're just there as filler.
Mati
You
dunia
know,
Zatnya anjir.
speaking of which, the old Dunyarzad might not have been too different from a puppet.
Karena terlambat.
Dunyarzad truly believed that she met you within her consciousness. And it was you who
Kamu memang ingat
inspired
dia.
her.
Betul
So
ya.
you do remember her after all.
Yes. Back then, her family was overly protective of her. No one cared about her personality or thoughts. It was as if she only lived to stall her Elazar. I just gave her a little wisdom so she could look at life in a new way. So that she could be her own person. But even so,
Bukan
she's
berarti
still
baginya. Kamu seorang akun yang baik.
far from it. I'm still a long way off from being a real Archon. I
Halo
couldn't even
Mariani,
say
balik
that.
lagi.
If I were a
Gimana
competent
gak galau
Archon,
lagi?
I wouldn't have let my most faithful follower die at the Sub-Zero's festival with so many
Betul, pada paling
regrets.
setia anjir.
Please don't beat yourself up over it,
Udah gak galau
Nahida.
lagi kan
It's
Mariani?
the sage's fault, and theirs
Iya,
alone.
dia salah Sage itu.
I'm not beating myself up. All I did was to rationally observe the distance between myself and a real Archon.
Don't be like that, Nahida. Even real Archons are still allowed to be sad.
Betul.
To prevent more tragedies like this, we must end the Samsara as soon as possible.
Iya, udah terlambat anjir.
But
Dunia aja udah mati.
how do we do that?
Although the Sub-Zero's festival dream is under the Akasha's control, only humans can dream. Even the Akasha is unable to create them. That means this dream belongs to a host who created it.
Huh? So, how should we find that person?
Well, if this is someone's dream, then everything here must come from deep within their consciousness. Which means, with the power of imagination, they can change anything in this dream.
Imagination?
Nah, segala nggak Mariani
What do you mean by
1970.
that?
Masalah yang kemarin.
Imagination means breaking through what you perceive as normal. Like when a server at a tavern brings a plate to you, you'd naturally assume that food is on it.
Ya, betul.
However, if you're the dream's host and you become aware that you're dreaming, when you imagine gold and more on the plate, the dream will respond in kind, and the server really will bring you gold and mora. But right
Makes
now,
sense.
our host is unaware that this is a dream. No matter how many times they're served, it will always be food.
Ya, soalnya kamu
Find
gimana?
some way to make that person realize that they're dreaming. Usually, once that happens, the
Oke,
person
berarti
will
kita
wake
cari
up
orangnya
and
dulu
the dream
siapa nih?
samsara will be broken.
How are we going to find them, though? If it could be anyone,
Jarum
it'd be
tutup
like
jerami.
looking for a needle in a haystack. And even if we did find them, how are we supposed to make them realize they're dreaming?
Mimpi siapa anjir?
After all, like you said, don't wake a sleepwalker.
It's extremely difficult, yes. But the only ones who can do it are you two. Remember, everything you've achieved up to this point has all been for the sake of finding the host and ending the samsara. As for me, during this time, I'll be out of town.
Out of town? Are you going to that
Masih
place full
mimpi
of
itu.
dreams where the traveler went?
Betul.
Yes, I want to try something. There must still be a small wisp of possibility.
Oke, semua kita coba.
Naringo! Dreams are supposed to be fantastical, romantic, and full of pleasant surprises.
Ya ini, kejam sih
Unnecessary
ini.
things like this samsara need to end.
Ngambil kebebasan orang anjir. Parah kali Gresagi ini.
Paimon's still a little upset that we've come this far only for Dunyarzad to...
Jajak udah hilang anjir.
She was such a good person, with such a simple wish. But fate was against her. Yeah, saving Dunyarzad
Iya,
is what
lambat.
kept us going this whole time.
Lambat dan menyelamatkan dunia riset.
But we mustn't lose hope, Traveler. Dunyarzad would definitely want to see us save everyone else. Paimon's wondering, do you think the sages would get one of their own to be the host of this stream? Feels like it would be easier to
nggak
control it that way. No.
Menurut rencana mereka mungkin akan sadar kalau mereka sedang bermimpi. Betul.
Huh. That's true. Plus, the sages probably weren't counting on there being other factors beyond their control, like Nahida and us. So, who do you think the host of the dream is?
Iya, kesatria bunga tuh.
Oh, that would make sense. Ferris, the Knight of Flowers, is a symbol of the whole Sumeru's festival, right? Pretty core character. Let's go ask him some questions.
Coba tanya dia, guys ya. Hola, Yasmoimi. Hola, halo. Kak Yasmoimi. Hola.
You're back. You left in a hurry last time. Is everything okay?
Everything's fine. Just, it's a little hard to explain.
Sebenarnya kecil bareng kami.
Would you mind taking part in a little experiment with us?
An experiment? That came out of nowhere. I'm listening, though. What do you need me to do?
Could you make a wish?
Mereka harapan untuk kabel ke mata depan
You
matamu.
want me to make a wish? Is that a new Sub-Zero's festival tradition or something?
Nanya aja, ikuti aja lah. Ribut.
Okay. My wish. Okay.
Malu sih.
I'm a little nervous saying this out loud, but I want Miss Dunyarzad to be happy.
Astaga. Wishnya itu loh.
Oh,
Dunyarzad nggak ada lagi anjir.
I noticed earlier that she looked a bit down, and she wasn't really talking to anyone.
Astaga.
She just doesn't seem like herself. She's always so gentle and kind, and all the kids love her. I've also wondered if the reason she asked me to be Fairest Knight of Flowers is because I'm special to her or something.
Anjir.
so you have a crush on Dunyarzad?
Oh, is it that obvious? After what I just said, I guess it is. When she placed the hat of the Knight of Flowers onto my head, she said to me, I want everyone to have a happy Sub-Zeru's festival. What she didn't realize was that I'm not that interested in how everyone else feels. In that moment, I just wanted to be her Knight of Flowers for the rest of my life. 50 years, 100 years, I'll serve her till the end of time.
Kita lihat sama Dunyarzad anjir. Bang, ini akun asli aku, bukan Mariani, Bang. Ini gue. Oh. Ini yang Mariani kemarin ya? Oke. Nice, makasih udah ngasih tahu.
Okay, yeah, that was a bit much. Felt like the right moment to get it off my chest, but
Sihar.
pretty embarrassing. Okay, I'm ready to make my wish. I would like Miss Dunyarzad to appear in front of me right now with a smile on her face. Here goes.
Please come true.
Semoga terkabul.
I'm gonna open my eyes. Oh, you're...
What?
Fucky? Sorry,
Huh?
but only one portion of Yalda candies per person. Back home you go. Nice try, you two. Anyway, never mind. I don't need to see her appear right in front of me. As long as she's happy.
Guess he isn't the host
Ya,
of this dream
bukan dia.
after all. Should have expected it wouldn't be this easy.
Tapi janggal anjir.
It seems like everyone who knows Dunyarzad loves her. But none of them has any idea that she...
My lady, step back.
That sounds like Dia! Oh, right.
Dia
This is when
berikan
Dunyarzad
pelajaran.
bumps into the kidnappers. Huh? But Dia can handle them. Hey, Traveler!
Marah lu, Min. Traveler marah, Traveler. Marah dia. Hah? Bahasa apa? Bahasa Jepang dengan Inggris. Inggris pengen lancar.
Oh,
Jepang pengen
it's
tahu.
you. Great
Itu
timing.
sih, dua
Please
animasi.
take... Hey, this is my job. The homie Yannis pay me, not you.
Rute kata-kata gue. Sadap.
You... fine, all right.
Kok dia kesel
Knock yourself
padaku
out.
sih?
Why are you so worked up anyway? It's not like I don't trust your fighting skills. Anyway, watch yourself.
Kalau Mariani mau belajar bahasa
So
apa?
you got yourself some backup. Suit yourself. You're going down.
Kenapa tuh karakun jadinya? Masa kali nih orang.
Emerge. Right here.
Allow me!
Kenapa di sini?
Emerge. Right now. Emerge. Propagate.
Oh, kok ada lagi?
Gotcha. Right now.
Aku Jepang, Inggris, Arab. Oh, bagus tuh.
Traveler, Were you just taking your anger out on those guys?
Lebih kesel pada orang ini ya. Bagus tuh Mariani, lanjutkan. Aku kesel sama diriku sendiri.
You and Nahida both. Dunyarzad wouldn't want to see you two like this.
Marah kali dia masih anjir.
Oh, and speaking of her, Paimon just remembered something. Remember how during the first Sub-Zero's festival, before the Samsara started, we came here with Dunyarzad because she wanted to pick something up?
Iya, dia belum mau ambil barang
She
apa.
said it was because she had forgotten something.
Hampir lupa
Okay,
juga.
so Paimon's memory is working so far. Anyway, Paimon also remembers that she is staying somewhere around here. She pointed it out to us the night before the Sub-Zero's festival. Yeah.
Ya, cari dulu
Even if
barangnya,
it's
apa
only a
barangnya
tiny
ini.
clue, it'll probably still help us more than this needle in a haystack search. This is the place. It's rude to enter other people's spaces without permission, but
Masuk
desperate
aja.
times call for desperate measures. Hey, the windows are unlocked.
Sambil masuk dulu lihat.
Paimon's gonna take a peek inside.
Apa diambil Paimon nih?
This was only a temporary residence, so there was pretty much nothing inside except this book on the table. Should we open it?
Buka. Ini sebelum festival Sub-Zero. Sebelum hujan kurang lagi dari kita terbagi secara yang melakukan pada waktu luang festival Sub-Zero. Meski telah mencari banyak sekali orang-orang, tapi yang benar-benar memahami lor Kusanali masih tetap sangat sedikit. Tapi informasi ini akan berguna bagimu dalam pencarian dasar lor Kusanali. Suplai air desa Gendarva pernah terkontaminasi, sehingga orang-orang yang terpaksa pergi ke tempat yang jauh untuk dapat air. Tapi suatu hari orang-orang tiba-tiba menemukan kalau air jadi bisa diminum lagi. Ada yang mengatakan kalau mereka melihat sebuah cahaya berwarna hijau. Jika sumber air suatu malam sebelumnya, semua orang percaya bahwa inilah kekuatan suci dari Lord Kusanali. Kedengarannya sangat mungkin sekali kalau sumber air yang sudah mungkin. Oh, ini catatan ini Dunyarzad nih. Pohon sepertinya kan.
Wow.
Ya,
Dunyarzad
semua.
wrote all of this. Sounds like she was
Dia selalu
always
ingat sama
thinking of
kita.
us even while we were away. Even though she was also busy preparing for the Sub-Zero's festival and had all her health problems to worry
Anjir,
about.
baik kali Dunyarzad
She
emang.
must have wanted to give this to us as a gift on the day of the Sub-Zero's festival, right?
Astaga.
If we hadn't found this book, we never would have known.
Tapi orang ini udah telat
But
anjir.
now that we know, we can't even thank her. Hey, where are you off to now?
Udah telat anjir. Dunyarzad nggak ada lagi. Terlalu lama sadarnya orang nih. Mau bicara dengan Dunyarzad yang palsu.
It's Dunyarzad's puppet.
Awalnya nggak mau belajar bahasa Arab, tapi setelah kita mati kita tanyakan saat dalam kubur dengan bahasa Arab bukan dengan bahasa yang lain. Betul. Pelajari aja yang apa yang disuka ya Mariani ya. Biar nggak ada penyesalan. Ya sih. Boneka Dunyarzad. Terima kasih.
Traveler,
Anjir. Sedih kali anjir lah.
you must be exhausted.
Patah hati kali Traveler anjir.
Come to think of it, we We've been stuck in this place for a really, really long time. Heck, even the last time we were chatting happily with Denyerzad feels like an eternity ago.
Makanya ulang terus. Baik kali dunia Arzatnya anjir.
Paimon still remembers when we were sitting here, and the way her eyes sparkled when she talked about Nilu's dance of Sub-Zerus.
Astaga.
There will always be frustrations in life, but I know that the point of living is not to leave behind any regrets.
That was what the real Dunyarzad said, wasn't it? Does that mean...
Serius nih. Dunyarzad.
Yes, Traveler. What is it?
Oh, so she's still just a puppet.
Yang
But
boneka.
just now, how come... What? Where are we going this time?
Tarian Sub-Zerus. Dan ajak palsu ini. Gak bisa diajak bicara anjir.
Take it easy.
Sedih kali pun anjir lah, sedih kali.
If you continue to resist, we will have to order an investigation into every single event organizer. The Grand
Ini
Sage has
bangsat,
already granted
Princess
you much
bangsat.
leniency. I advise that you
Sorry,
exercise
terkapau kasar.
tact.
Sorry. Kesel banget aku sama
How
Princess-nya.
did things
anjir.
turn out like this?
Ayo Traveler, maju Traveler.
Traveler? You don't have to get involved. He's a sage from the academia.
Akhirnya
I
Traveler
don't want to drag
rentangan.
you into this.
Depan pengen tahu aja kalau Inggris emang suka bahasa Inggris. Di sekolah 3 raja bahasa Inggris. Al Rizky dan yang namanya Al itu gua ya. Oke, Mariani. Salam kenal.
Traveler.
Traveler? What the heck are you doing? If you get arrested by the academia, that's another day gone to waste.
Alah, gas terus Traveler. Gas.
Wait, they're not reacting. Have they been scared stiff?
Mereka boneka.
Oh, of course. If this is the sage's plan, they wouldn't put themselves through this.
Betul juga.
So they're just substitutes.
Betul. Masuk akal.
What is this? What happened to the Grand Sage and his entourage?
Hilang dong. Sebentar. Oh enggak, masih ada.
Like I said, they symbolize the goddess of flowers. It's just a shame that all the real Padisars went extinct after her death.
Yes. The Greater Lord brought forth new Padisaras in memory of the goddess of flowers. But she ultimately could never truly replicate that beautiful shade of purple.
That beautiful shade of purple.
Padisara
Aren't these
asli.
flowers real Padisaras? Just like the ones from the legend? I didn't even notice. Dunyarzad, did you find these?
Anjir,
But didn't you
Padisara
just
asli.
say all the real flowers went extinct after the goddess of flowers
jadi
passed
gimana?
away? So, Al?
Yeah.
Mana bisa gitu.
What's going on here?
Nilo tutup mata. Berarti Nilo yang dimimpi nih. Iya Nilo. Mohon tidak ada titipanmu.
You guys are
Kan?
acting
Nilo
weird.
yang ini yang terjebak.
But okay, I'll try.
Nilo yang terjebak. Anjir.
Hey!
Rupanya Nilo yang terjebak.
They disappeared! So
Nilu pemilik
Nilu's the
mimpinya.
host. What a surprise! Purple body Saras don't exist in the real world anymore. But in Nilu's subconscious, they can appear as decorations on the stage. It's just like the example Nahida told us. People assumed there will be food on a plate, and Nilu assumed there would be real patty Saras in the
Anjir.
flower pots. So when you saw the flowers, you instantly knew it was Nilu? But if we want to end the samsara, we need the host to become aware that they're dreaming. How should we make Nilu realize that?
Gimana
Am
coba
I
sadar?
dreaming?
Anjir, dia sendiri yang sadar.
Huh?
So I'm right. Is this Lesser Lord Kusanali responding to our celebration of the Sub-Zero's
Anjir.
festival?
Wrong guess, but you aren't completely wrong either. The point is, what made you think this is a dream? As far as you know, people in Sumeru don't dream, right?
Yeah, but have you heard the tale of the first sage? To prevent a calamity, he went on a journey to find the Dendro Archon.
Ooh, sounds familiar. Dunyarzad told us a story like that when we first arrived in Sumeru City. So it was about the first sage, huh?
First hits,
Yep, but in the part you heard, he hadn't become the first sage yet. There's more to the story.
Apa lanjutannya?
His piety and wisdom were acknowledged by the Dendro Archon, and she finally gave her blessing to him. All kinds of spectacular scenes appeared in front of the first sage, as if all the knowledge in the world was being painted onto a canvas right before him. He was captivated. After who knows how long, he mastered all the knowledge he could comprehend. Afterward, he said to the Dendro Archon, "I miss my parents, my wife, and my children. I've been away from home for far too long. They must be worried." The
Terus
Dendro
pertama.
Archon smiled. The next second, the sage found himself lying in his bed, as if he had just woken up from a dream.
Anjir.
His wife lying next to him said, "You're off to search for the Dendro Archon today, aren't
Ini
you?
dia
Have a safe journey, my
padahal
love."
padahal udah ketemu sama aku
In the
Dendro.
end, the first sage took care of many disasters in Sumeru City and founded the academia.
Gitu.
What a happy ending.
So, the first sage was dreaming ever since the beginning of the story? He never went on his journey?
Yes, but his faith and determination were conveyed to the Dendro Archon, so she blessed him in the form of a dream.
Paimon understands where you're coming from now. That's a really interesting connection. But we really gotta wake up soon, like the sage in the story.
Nilo kan udah sadar juga.
I see. Well, it just so happens that today's Sub-Zero's festival is almost over too. Since we're in a dream, let's make this final dance of Sub-Zero's as beautiful as we can.
Anjir, akhirnya aku sudah lama menunggu ini. Silakan menari sepenuh hati. Finally kita lihat Nilo dansa. Akhirnya Nilo nari.
The wait is over, everyone. I dedicate this to our god, the dance of Sub-Zero's.
I'd be lying if I said I had no regrets. I would have loved to see Nilu's dance.
Dunia Zat. Keren. Keren. Betul bangun orang nih jadi udah.
Oh, Paimon feels like she's been asleep for the longest time.
Abang lebih suka makan snack atau makan nasi? Tergantung sih. Kalau lauknya enak nasi. Kalau snacknya enak snack. Novia Ersa, halo bang. Halo Novia Ersa. Makasih udah berkunjung. Jangan nggak betah ya. Halo. Pagi Paimon.
Paimon's head feels super heavy. Did we oversleep? Do you even remember going to sleep last night? Paimon thinks it was after the Sub-Zero's festival. The Sub-Zero's festival!
Sub-Zero.
Have we finally escaped from the Sub-Zero samsara?
Aku udah ingat sekarang.
Quick! Take off your Akasha terminal!
Dilepas ke terminal. Ya, ayo telat dunia riset. Cari dunia riset. Oke, mana dunia riset nih? Apa masih hidup?
She's not in her room. What happened? Huh? What usual spot?
Ya, kita cari terus. Di mana dunia riset? Kita cari di mana dia. Ayo, guys. Di mana dunia riset? Oh, ini dia.
Well done, traveler.
Catherine.
And Paimon. And thank you, Dunyarzad, for organizing the Sub-Zero's festival for me.
I'm sorry, who are...
Dunyarzad! You're okay! Oh, don't scare us like that!
Dunia riset.
Oh, Traveler Paimon. I have something amazing to
Oh,
tell
balik lagi
you.
dunia riset ya. Kirain mati
I
anjir.
just had a dream. And I saw Nilu performing the dance of Sub-Zero's.
Hidup lagi dia. Gak jadi mati dia. Nice, dunia riset. Ini Catherine kenapa ada di sini? Kita buka konstelasi. Oh, keren juga nih. Oh, ini ya. Watashi lebih suka makan snack karena suka nonton TV, lebih enak makan snack daripada makan nasi. Tapi nggak boleh sering makan snack, nanti kena usus buntu. Makan nasi, makan lauk yang baik, kayak ikan, ayam. Kan lagi masa pertumbuhan juga. Jangan sering makan snack ya. Bang mau minta saran dong, aku lagi malas banget login tambah nguli, tapi iri lah teman pada dapat apa. Aku juga dulu gitu sih. Pernah pensi berapa bulan ya? Hampir 3 bulan kemarin hampir pensi. Karena kontennya bosan. Cuman kalau main story, main aja kadang lihat karakter kita suka kayak ini kan, aku suka sama Yelan. Ya kita bikin dia jadi kuat gitu. Ya udah aku build. Tapi mainnya seadanya aja gitu. Misalnya main sehari penuh resin. Resinnya penuh, tukar jadi batu resin, terus nguli, kalau nggak dapat ya udah balik lagi, ngerjain daily, ya gitu-gitu aja, main seadanya aja gitu. Nggak usah terlalu kita paksakan juga. Nanti kalau kita paksakan terakhir nanti jenuh sendiri nanti. Jadi mending main biasa aja gitu. Itu aja syaratnya. Kalau lagi nggak mau main ya nggak usah main Genshin dulu, main game lain gitu. Kamu beneran Nahida kan?
And Dunyarzad, did you save her?
Kamu selamatkan dia?
It's a really long story.
Iya betul Nahida rupanya.
Her consciousness is still weakened. Let's chat
Berubah
somewhere
suaranya.
else. How about by the traveler's favorite bench?
Berubah suaranya. Dunyarzad.
What's going on? Why are you two so excited to see me? Hasn't it only been a night?
Mana ada satu malam?
It's actually been much longer than that.
Oh? Strange. Was I
Betul,
really
jangan makan
asleep
snack
that
aja.
long? No wonder I have such a headache.
Terus aku sakit kepala. Yang penting Dunyarzad diselamatkan
Take it
Nahida. Ya, makan makanan sehat, sayur, jangan lupa makan sayur.
Let's talk about Dunyarzad first. It's such a relief that she's all right.
Yes.
After we parted on the last day of the Sumeru's festival, I left the city and saw what the traveler had described.
Oh,
Among the
dia ngeliat.
countless dreams, I found one that was growing fainter and fainter. This proved my suspicion. Once Dunyarzad could no longer bear the Akasha harvesting her dreams, her consciousness began to dissipate. But this also meant it escaped the Akasha's control. Such a small fragment of consciousness can't last for very long, though. It will return to its original dream,
Mimpi
where
aslinya.
both will gradually fade until they completely disappear. I used all the power I had to keep her dying dream alive as long as possible. But it still wouldn't have lasted for much longer if it hadn't been for you two breaking the samsara.
Harus lepas emang.
So it looks like we did manage to save Dunyarzad in the
Terus
end.
sempat ya.
Not a moment too soon.
Happy ending.
Why are you two smiling so happily? I thought you'd be so moved that you'd start crying. I need to spend more time observing human emotions.
Both are fine. Everyone reacts differently.
Yes.
All right. You two must have a lot of other questions for me, right? After all, you saved my faithful believer. As your reward, I will answer any and all questions.
Gue suka bayam kata mama. Bagus. Saya sering makan bayam biar kuat. Kayak Popeye.
At the Avidia forest, there was this incense that made the traveler fall unconscious and dream of a huge tree and a red sky.
Ya itu pohon apa?
You also heard someone's voice, right? It said world and forget me.
Ini merupakan aku.
Yeah, so you do know. We've been wanting to ask you what that was about, and if the red sky was related to Conria.
It seems like the traveler established a connection to Irminsul. That was a message left by Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's residual consciousness in Irminsul. Perhaps her last memory before she died.
Ya, Rukkhadevata
As
rupanya.
you two probably know, Greater Lord Rukkhadevata disappeared after the disaster in Conria. The timings of these events do line up, so your suspicions are reasonable.
A message from Greater Lord Rukkhadevata? We thought it was from the Scarlet King.
The Scarlet King? That god who died even longer ago?
Oh, lebih lama ya?
Some present-day desert dwellers still worship him. You probably just heard some of their conspiracies.
Udah lama berarti.
Okay, so what does the message mean?
I still haven't managed to decipher it. Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's residual consciousness in Irminsul seems to be contaminated with something that has a very dangerous aura to it. Many devoted scholars go mad as soon as they connect their consciousness. I've warned the academia about this many times.
Akademianya
but
apa sih
people
maksudnya?
still keep falling
Sage-sagein.
victim to it. But I believe this is the key to saving Irminsul. That's why I've kept trying to decipher it.
So the tree in the vision was Irminsul? Oh, Tainari also said that Irminsul is sick.
Oh.
Is it because of the contaminated conch? But even if you can't figure out what that vision was all about, it seems like our search for you was all in vain.
The traveler wasn't affected after coming in contact with that consciousness. I've never seen anyone like that. With you here, we may have a chance at deciphering it.
Kuncinya traveler lah.
No, we must decipher its secrets. I've already eliminated all other factors that might affect Irminsul. This is the only one left. This puzzle has life and death at stake. It could determine Irminsul's fate,
Wow,
as well
Tevat.
as Tevat's.
Kok kamu mirip Catherine?
To be accurate, I'm using the Akasha as a medium to occupy Catherine's consciousness.
How did you do that?
Keterkesan sekali.
Does this mean you can also occupy other people's consciousnesses?
Theoretically, I can enter anyone's mind as long as they're wearing their Akasha terminal.
Oh.
The Akasha is the legacy of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. As Lesser Lord Kusanali and the first Akasha terminal, my consciousness has always been linked to the Akasha. I've always respected my people's free will, so I've never actually occupied their consciousness. When necessary, I just borrow this bionic Snezhnayan puppet.
Boneka Catherine. What?
Hold on. We just learned some
Gelap.
deep dark secret? So Catherine is... No. Wonder Paimon felt something was off about her. What about your own body? Why do you need to borrow other people's? Don't you live in the sanctuary of Surasthana?
That story begins a long time ago. After Greater Lord Rukkhadevata disappeared, the sages found my newly born self and took me back to Sumeru. At that time, I was young and weak. The sages kept me in the sanctuary of Surasthana, ostensibly for the sake of protecting me. But I've hardly heard from them since. However, I do understand that they had hoped to find Greater Lord Rukkhadevata instead of me, a symbol of her passing.
So, the sages basically put their new archon
Archon
under
baru
house
mereka.
arrest? How dare they? Why don't you teach them a lesson, Nahida?
In some ways, they aren't wrong. Greater Lord Rukkhadevata was omniscient and omnipotent. Even after her death, the Akasha is still empowering this nation. And I'm still really far away from being able to call myself the God of Wisdom.
Iya, kau tuh jadi Archon yang hebat udah Nahida. Bisa
The
nolong
Academia is also more
Nahida.
proficient at governing
Bisa
this
nolong
country.
dunia Rizat.
Yeah, you got a lot of believers. Just look at the Sub-Zero's
Cinta
festival.
sama kamu.
Everyone who showed up truly loves you.
Thank you for the kind words. But I honestly don't need physical freedom as long as I can connect my consciousness to the Akasha. Trying to find a way to save Irminsul is my life's mission and top priority. I will work on that and try to live up to being a deity in the meantime. Every once in a while, I will also take up the duties of the God of Wisdom and enlighten a lost soul here and
nice.
there.
Apa nih?
Doing all
Bang,
that
kalau nyapu malam
should be
rezekinya
enough.
hilang. Apa hubungannya? Mana ada hubungannya?
There's never been any big problems with the Academia's governance of Sumeru. This is the first time I've seen them step out of
Tuh,
line.
udah dilanggar batas
I
sih.
wonder what caused them to go down this path, and what they hope to achieve. Even though the city's residents haven't noticed anything strange, if the traveler hadn't broken the Sub-Zero's samsara, the situation could have become dire. I tried to do some investigating in the Akasha, but I couldn't find anything suspicious. And all the people of interest seem to purposely avoid wearing their Akasha terminals. I think they're deliberately trying to hide something.
Apa tuh yang
That
disembunyikan?
reminds Paimon. In Gandharvaville, there was a sage who had invited
Iya,
Tainari to
apa
join some
hubungannya?
kind of project. Could it be related?
Regardless, I need to first investigate the sage's motives, make things right, and punish them if needed.
Betul.
But I'll
Nice
have to be
Nahida.
discreet, or they'll see me coming.
Ada yang menjadi masalah
You
Akasha.
mean how the Akasha stops you from having dreams?
Yes.
Yeah, it's been such a long time. No one's noticed something's up.
Kalau ini aneh.
It's not that no one noticed. It's more like no one cared. Ultimately, it's all rooted in the sage's misdirection.
Sits. Buat
Misdirection?
emosi.
The sages convinced everyone to believe that being unable to dream is a sign of rationality and wisdom. Not dreaming is a badge of honor in Sumeru. Even if the truth is that their dreams are being reaped by the Akasha. With their propaganda in place, the sages can maximize their use of the Akasha to facilitate their research. Besides, Greater Lord Rukkhadevata must have created the Akasha in the hopes that it could be used to its full potential. That's why I've never come out strongly against this. Anyway, the perspective advocated by the sages drowned out any voices of doubt.
What the Mariani? Ini teori dari mana lagi?
By now, even those who never use Akasha
Radai Mariani
terminals
itu
find it
apa-apa
too
aja.
shameful and embarrassing to talk about their dreams.
Mereka.
Got it. I hope my answers were satisfactory, seekers of knowledge. To be honest, maintaining Dunyarzad's fading dream took a lot of mental energy.
Ya istirahat dulu,
I think I needed
Nahida.
to rest for a while. Oh, and you don't need to worry too much about the sage's activities for now. The Akasha won't be able to conduct another project on the scale of the Sub-Zero's Samsara.
Go and get some sleep. Leave everything to us.
What a relief.
Gak tau yang paling capek pernah Paimon alami.
This
No,
is
Paimon.
truly the most exhausting birthday I've ever had.
Nahida, bukan Paimon.
Traveler?
Balik.
Paimon? Why am I here? Do either of you know?
Maybe you were sleepwalking. You know you can't wake up a sleepwalker.
Kami tuh kebohongan aja.
We happened to walk by, so we thought we'd wait
Aduh,
for
buka
you to wake
traveler.
up.
The best sih.
I see. Huh. I should visit my maintenance personnel sometime. Oh, I'm fine. I better go. Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome. Oke lah, ini karena udah berhubung mau maghrib, streamnya aku hentikan sampai sini dulu. Nanti akan lanjutkan lagi ya guys ya. Makasih udah nonton dan berkunjung, semoga betah ya. Oke, sampai jumpa di stream berikutnya. Bye bye. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.